Hi students, this is Dr. Shivani from Department of Marketing. I hope that you are safe at your homes. Please save yourself and your family and community. Stay at home. Due to this unexpected situation, we have to learn through virtual environment. I am uploading my lecture sessions as video lessons. You can learn and get knowledge. Lesson 1, Introduction to Managerial Economics. Why does Managerial Economics as a separate course? The growing complexity of business decision making, managers have to take critical decisions on these unexpected situations in the contemporary environment. Therefore, managers should have a special knowledge on economics as well as managerial economics perspective. An increasing use of economic logic or concept theories and tools of economic analysis in the process of management decision making. To take better decisions, managers should know about the economic knowledge and its theories as well. There is a rapid increase in demand for professionally trained manpower. It means that managers should have a professional knowledge in specialized discipline to handle all the managerial aspects in an organization. So, why management? In each organization, managers have to take decisions and also they have to manage the organizations effectively and efficiently. Nowadays, you know that business decisions are too complex. Taking better decisions is a crucial steps in managing organizations. Before more than a decade that there were more individual owned business firms. They could be able to take decisions individually and they didn't want complex informations and they didn't need specialized skills to manage their individual organizations. The traditional experience were enough to handle their individual businesses. So they managed their organizations with family training and experiences. But nowadays, the growth of large scale organizations and diversification of organizational achievements need special skills in each disciplines to manage the organizations. So what is economics? Economics explains how people, individuals, households, firms maximize their gain from limited resources. And also the economics explains how people or firm selecting the best out of available options or resources to maximize its gain. And economics studies how these resources are allocated among these unlimited needs of individuals and firms. So, what is managerial economics? So, it handles the managerial decisions in not limited to profit making firms and organizations, but it can also be used to help in decision making process of non-profit organizations like hospitals, educational institutions. Managerial economics enables optimum utilization of scarce resources in such organizations as well as helps in achieving the goals in most efficient manner. Managerial economics is of great help in price analysis, product analysis, capital budgeting, risk analysis, and determination of demand. Managerial economics uses both economic theory as well as econometric for rational managerial decision making. Here, the econometrics is defined as use of statistical tools for assessing economic theories by empirically measuring relationship between economic variables. Managerial economics uses factual data for solution of economic problems. Managerial economics is associated with the economic theory which constitutes theory of firm. Theory of firm states that primary aim of the firm is to maximize wealth. Therefore, decision making in managerial economics generally involves establishment of firm's objectives, identification of problems involved in achievement of those objectives, development of various alternative solutions, and the selection of best alternatives to implement the final decision. This figure tells the primary ways in which managerial economics correlates to managerial decision making. Economic theory and concepts. For example, demand, supply, cost, competition, market. Managers face decision issues and problems for their managerial decision making. And there are a lot of quantitative approaches, mathematical economics or econometrics approaches are there. Managerial economics using both economic theory, concepts, and quantitative approaches to make managerial decision making. What is managerial economics? What is the definition to managerial economics? From the points what we learned up to now, you can write a simple definitions to the managerial economics. Managerial economics is the use of economic modes of thought to analyze business solutions. Or maybe economic theory with business practice for the purpose of facilitating decision making and forward planning by management. Together with these two definitions, you can write definitions in your own way that application of economic theories for managerial decision making simply. So, managerial economics is an application of economic theories for managerial decision making. Common features of managerial economics. Managerial economics is concerned with decision making of economic nature. Managerial economics is goal oriented and prescriptive. It is pragmatic. It's a realistic one. It is both conceptual and metrical. It is concerned with analysis which is prescriptive or normative in nature. Managerial economics provides a link between traditional economic and decision sciences for managerial decision making. Scope of managerial decision making. Managerial economics deals with objective of a business firm and it concern on demand analysis and demand forecasting, risk analysis, production and cost, competition, pricing and output, profit decisions, investment and capital budgeting, product policy, sales promotion, and market strategy. So, what are the roles of managerial economists in business? Managerial economists really they are forecasting demand and they are scheduling productions and they are analyzing economic situation of the industry and they apprise the investment policies and investment situation of a firm and they analyze security management. They advise on foreign exchange management, advise on trade, making pricing and related decisions, and they analyzing and forecasting environmental factors which have directly and indirectly influence on organizational decisions. So, what are the link between the managerial economics and the other disciplines? Managerial economics versus economics. Economics is the conceptual and fundamental counterpart of managerial economics. Both economics and managerial economics are dealing with the problems of scarcity and allocation of resources. The two major contributions of economics to managerial economics are to help in understanding the market conditions and general economic environment within which a firm operates, to provide a philosophy to understand and analyze resource allocation problems. Managerial economics takes the help of economics and other business studies to deal with technical and economic efficiencies. In the contemporary environment, managers should have knowledge on managerial economics. Why? In a civilized society, we trust on others in the society to produce and distribute nearly all the goods and services what we need. However, the sources of those goods and services are usually not other individuals but organizations created for the explicit purpose of producing and distributing goods and services. Nearly every organization in our society, whether it's a business, non-profit entity, or governmental unit, can be viewed as providing a set of goods, services, or both. The responsibility for overseeing and making decisions for these organizations is the role of executive and managers. How does economic contribute to managerial decisions? It is essentially a study of logic tools, techniques of making optimum use of available resources to achieve the given ends. because the managers are practically economists. They have to take rational decisions. Managers are facing uncertainty and risk. These unexpected situations, they have to make the critical decisions with the knowledge of economics. Managerial economics is an application in the analysis of practical problems of the business. So it contributes to the managers to take the better decisions by analyzing the practical problems with the knowledge of economics. Building analytical models which helps to recognize the structure of managerial problems. Business analysis is a set of analytical methods. Therefore, economic knowledge contributes to make analysis in business decisions. Economics theories offer clarity to the various concepts used in business analysis, which enables the managers to avoid the conceptual pitfalls. Business decisions and economic analysis. Business decision making is essentially a process of selecting the best out of alternative opportunities open to a firm. The process of decision making comprises of four main phases. First, determining and defining the objective to be achieved. Second, collection and analysis of information regarding economic, social, political, and technological, environmental, and foreseeing the necessity and occasion for decision. Third, inventing, developing, and analyzing possible course of action. Fourth, selecting the particular course of action from the available alternatives. Managers have to follow these four steps to take better decisions in their organizations. Economics have two branches as microeconomics and macroeconomics. Both apply to business analysis and decision making. The part of microeconomics and macroeconomics that constitute managerial economics depend on the purpose of analysis. Economics applied to the analysis of business problems and decision making is called as applied economics. Economics theories can be applied to two areas: operational, internal issues, environmental, or external issues. In this lesson, you learned why does the managerial as a separate course, why the management knowledge is important in the contemporary business environment, and what is economics, and what are the differences between the economics and managerial economics, and how managerial economics correlates economic theory, managerial issues, and quantitative approaches to make managerial decision making, and definitions to managerial economics, common features of managerial economics, scope and role of managerial economics, managerial economics and the other disciplines, importance of managerial economics for managers, how does economics contributes to managerial economics, business decisions and economic analysis, and microeconomics and macroeconomics and how they are applied in making decisions in organizations. In lesson exercise, question number 1, explain the primary ways how managerial economics coordinates different disciplines. Question number 2, how does economics contribute to managerial decisions? This is the end of lesson 1. If you have any doubts on these lessons, feel free to contact me through my mail or faculty learning management system.